Hello Tamers and welcome to the second semi-final match of the Blast Days Rumble, Gomamon vs FenriLoogamon. Reroll. And Fenrir's going first. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gates. Hatching, Baumon. Evolves into Fescomon. Then, for 4 cost, Mat is played. Turnover, hatching, Bukamon. Evolves into Gomamon. Then for 2 cost, into Paledramon. And then, for 4, the Twin Tamers, Sora and Joe. Turnover, Mat bumps the memory up to 3. Draw, they choose to keep Fescomon in the raising area. First, for 3 cost, Missed Memory Boost. Trashing the top 2 cards of your deck and 1 draw. Then, for another 3 cost, AG Nagasumi is played and turnover. Paledramon moves out and goes for security. With Bukamon's inheritable, since the opponent currently has no Digimon with equal or more evolution cards than Paledra, it gains jamming. Check, but it is the Tamer, Analog Youth, played for free on Play Search 1, 2, and 3. They are going to grab Black Gatomon, trashing the rest. Next, for 3 cost, Joe is played, but there are no targets for his on play. And for another 3 cost, a second Gomamon is played and turnover. Fescomon moves out. At the start of the main phase, AG grunts 1 memory, and for 3 cost, Fescomon evolves into the searched Black Gatomon. With 6k DP, it could attack and deletes Paledramon, but being wary of a potential Zudomon ace, they choose not to attack. Instead, for 3 cost, Black Gatomon will evolve into FenriLoogamon. At the end of the turn, it deletes itself for 2 draw, but there are currently no Lugamons in the trash for it to recycle. And on delete, they trash a Fescomon from the hand in order to delete Gomamon. Even though they could delete Paledramon, it has BT14 Gomamon's inheritable, so deleting it would not reduce the number of bodies on Joe's field. Since they trash a card with their own effect, Mat is suspended for memory, and with Hellugar's deletion, Analog is suspended to continue their turn and hatch an egg, which immediately evolves into Loogamon. Finally, for 2 cost, they launch Wisdom Training 1 and 2 and grab Lugar. Turnover, active, draw, hatching, Bukamon, which evolves into Blukomon. Now once again, Paledramon will go for security with its jamming. Check. 6k on Lugarmon, it survives. For 2 cost, Blukomon evolves into Ikakumon. And then for 3, into Chris Paledramon. And with that, turnover. Active, draw, Lugamon moves out, and AG grants 1 memory. Unfortunately, they do not have a spare AG in the hand or trash to gain another memory. But first, AG is going to Mind Link to Luga. Now with the delay of Missed Memory Boost, they gain 2 memory, and with the delay of Wisdom Training, Luga will now evolve into Lugarmon for free. And for 3 cost into Solugarmon. On evolve, with AG in its evolution cards, they resurrect Fangmon. And on play, they will trade a Hellugar from the trash for a Gabumon from the hand, triggering Lugar and Luga's inheritables for another 2 memory. Now, although Solugar could go into Fenrir on attack, since there is a level 4 on Joe's field, there is a risk of Zudomon ace coming in to disrupt their OTK plans. So instead of attacking right now, for 4 cost, clad in mystical blue flames, the legendary Wolf King will now ride across the waves to conquer this icy ocean. As Solugarmon evolves into the imaginary Digimon, FenriLoogamon. 1 draw. On evolve, with AG in its evolution cards, it summons from the trash Black Gato and 2 Fesco blockers. Since Solugar's inheritable unsuspend is optional, you may unsuspend this Digimon, it is not wasted. And with that, Fenrir goes for security, which means it can immediately activate its on-attack effect to delete Paledramon. However, with BT14 Gomamon's inheritable, during the opponent's turn, when this Digimon would be deleted, you may play 1 Gomamon from under this Digimon's evolution cards at no cost. So Gomamon survives. Fenrir unsuspends, but since Gomamon is only level 3, they do not have to fear an ace. And triggering Alliance from AG, Fenrir will now borrow power from Fangmon to rise to 16k on 2 checks. First, Gomamon on 1k, trashed. Second, it's an option card, Wave of Reliability. On security, activate main to trash 2 evolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon. They are going to choose from under Fenrir Solugar, as well as AG, which means Fenrir loses both Alliance and its additional Unsuspend. The second part of the main effect doesn't go off, then continuing the security effects, add this card to your hand. But still, Fenrir is going to continue attacking on its 12k. Check. Zudomon Ace, trashed, and with its rush, so will Black Gatomon. Check. 4k on Kumamon, it survives. Now for 3 cost, Black Gatomon will evolve into the recycled Hellugar, and then for 2, here comes another analog youth. 1, 2, and 3. They are gonna grab Fangmon, remaining are trashed. At the end of their turn, Hellugar erupts for 2 draw. There are no Luga to recycle, and with its on delete, AG chooses to trash a second Black Gato in order to delete Gomamon, triggering Mat for memory, and the 2 analog youths for 2 memory, and a hatch, which immediately evolves into Luga. Finally, for 2 cost, they drop another Wisdom Training, 1 and 2, and search Solugar. Turn over. Since the opponent has a Digimon with no evolution cards, Sora and Joe bump the memory up to 5, draw, and Chris Paildramon moves out. Now first, for 3 cost. As Chris Paildra's eyes melts in the power of reliability, the ancient sea dragon will now break through the ocean waves to show Fenrir who's the true king of the sea. And it evolves into Plesiomon. 1 draw. On evolve, trash 3 evolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon. There are only 3 targets. Triggering Glucomon for memory, as well as Joe's Your Turn effects. When a card is trashed from under one of your opponent's Digimon, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. Now with the memory they've gained, for 3 cost, Joe will drop Marching Fishes, making 3 opposing Digimon unable to attack or block until the end of AG's turn, and they are going to choose the 2 Fascomon blockers, of course, as well as Fangmon. With that, Plesio goes for security. First, with Ikakumon's Inheritable. On attack once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with a number of evolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon's evolution cards can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. The target chosen is Fenrir. So with that, all 4 Digimon on AG's field are frozen solid the next turn. With Plesiomon's own attack, it unsuspends, and with Chris Paildramon's Inheritable, it's striking for 2 checks on Gem. First, Fangmon. Second, another Fang. Plesio strikes again. Final security check for AG and Loogamon, and it is 12k on another Fenrir. Although that is strong enough to defeat Plesiomon, it survives with its jamming from Bukamon. The Wolf King is swallowed by the ocean waves. Now with a Blitz Omni, Joe would have gained, but he currently does not have one. And although he has a wave of reliability from his security check, he is lacking just 1 memory to suspend Plesiomon for that final attack. Out of moves, for 5 cost, he simply drops a Paildramon and turn over. Active, draw, Loogamon moves out. And with its start of main phase effect, it recycles an AG from the trash, immediately mind linking to it for 1 memory. With the delay of Wisdom Training, it goes into Lugar, and for 3 cost, into Solugar, playing Fangmon from the trash to recycle Hellugar for Fasco while gaining 2 memory from Lugar and Luga. With that, it attacks. On attack, trashing a Fenrir from the hand to gain 1 memory and another from Matt. And with Baumon's Inheritable, for 4 cost, Solugarmon will leap mid-attack into a second FenriLoogamon. And of course, on evolve, here come 2 Black Gatos with Rush and another Fasco blocker as Fenrir unsuspends from Solugar's Inheritable. And although they don't need the additional security attack, Fenrir will alliance with the Frozen Fangmon. At this moment, although it won't make much of a difference, refusing to give up, Joe declares counter timing, calling upon the reliable power of the Thunderous Ocean as Paildramon Blast evolves into Zudomon Ace. 1 draw. On evolve first, trash 2 evolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon. They are going to get rid of Solugarmon as well as AG. Then, return one of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards to the hand. Unfortunately, they cannot target the attacking Fenrir. They bounce a Black Gato with Rush. Now Fenrir's attack connects. Final security check for Joe and Gomamon. And it is... seems their guardian deity, Azulongmon, on 13k. But at 16k from Alliance, Fenrir tears through the Dragon God of Storms himself. And with that, Fenrir attacks, alliancing with the frozen Fenrir to rise to 24k DP. And on attack, it tears through the ancient sea dragon in order to unsuspect. Joe has no blockers on the field and no security remaining. It's a direct attack and the match is over. The winners of the second semi-final of the Blast Days Rumble are AG and Loogamon.